Thank you.
Ruthann, did you move? Ruthann, you did all of your presentations? Your things were here, but they're gone. Oh, I know.
That's not my thing.
There's 1 minute left. And Barbara. Okay. Am I introducing you? Good morning. We're trying to start on time at 1 Million Cups. Those of you who have not been here before, raise your hand. Thank you for coming. The first time, I think you're going to love it. You're going to want to come back again and again and again. Think about bringing a friend or inviting somebody else to be here. Also, any unique businesses that you know of that are locally owned, that are entrepreneurial spirit type driven businesses, give us a call, ask us about them, and let us get in touch with them and try to bring them here on board. I'd like for all of you to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And once again, recommend this to a friend. And when you leave here today, make the commitment to reach out to 2 different people and say, hey, I went to 1 Million Cups. It was great. I'd love for you to come with me next week. So we need to have more people here, more ideas, because together we're going to learn and grow and do some things. So without any further explanation to that point, we're going to introduce Poppy and Clover. And they have a small business which is scaling great, and they've done several other things. So these are the right type of entrepreneurial spirit people. Good morning.
Thank you. I'll just start a little slideshow here.
How hers works.
Sorry, I didn't know how to take the music off. Okay, good morning. My name is Riley Dever, and I'm a co-owner to the shop Poppy and Clover. My mom, Gina Boyd, and I own the shop together, and we started it last year. As a little girl, my mom owned a business in the 90s. It was downtown called Mulberry Place. I don't know if any of y'all remember that, but I have those memories in my mind of the sweet candles and the colorful potpourris. And I remember standing outside all bundled up watching the Christmas parade and drinking hot coffee and watching all the shoppers go in and out of my mom's store. And at that time, I think a tiny little seed was placed in my life that, I wanted to do that one day too. So fast forward 20 years and we come to today, and Mom and I have always been kind of just crafty, trying to do our own thing, make things. And so I told Mom, I said, I'd like to do something fun. So we joined together and we started making things, and we would set up at booths at craft festivals and craft shows. And we found some, success in that. We would travel around and do that. And then a real estate opportunity came about. I live in Dalton, and there was an old general store there that closed in the 70s. It was called Taylor's General Store. And it was right across the street from my house, and a neighbor owned it. And they came to us and asked if we'd like to purchase it. He said, well, we'll sell it to you all, but if you all don't want it, we're just going to hang on to it. So we decided to purchase the old store, and it was in pretty bad shape. There were windows broken out, and it had this old stove in the middle of the floor, and the roof was leaking around it, so we had quite a bit of work to do. But Mom and I saw the potential in it, so we started work on it last summer. And Dad and my husband, they were our main workers, so sometimes they moved at turtle speed. So we gave them a date. We told them September 27th, we're going to open the store. And so they worked on it all summer, and slowly but surely the last board was put on the store September 25th, and we were opening the 27th. So Mom and I had one day to throw this shop together. And we also had enough time to do one of two things. We had a large pile of wood out in front of the store, and then the lights had not been put up yet. So we decided to go the aesthetic route, and we got rid of the pile of wood in front of the store. So our first day of business, we had no lights in the shop. But it went successfully, and we got the lights put up before our next opening. But some things that we did get to keep in the shop, we got to keep the original floors, and we got to keep the counters, which is pretty cool. We also adorned behind the counter. There were some black and white pictures that were shown in the slideshow. And those are a lot of people from the Dalton community that my husband's related to and that we know. So we put those back there. And the door is original. Now, we did have to do some work to the inside. We live on a farm, so my husband cut down trees and had them made into boards, and so those went into the store, so that's kind of special. Let's see. We've had a lot of people locally come into the store, and it's been so special to hear everybody's stories that they remember as kids. We have a couch in the store, and so we have a lot of elderly people. We had a lady 2 weeks ago that was on her 98th birthday, and her father is in the picture of the men on the old store. So she sat there and she talked with some other ladies, you know, just about, you know, memories of Dalton and memories of the store. And that's probably been the most special part of it all, you know, just touching, you know, the lives of people, bringing that store back to life. So that has been really neat. Also, it's kind of a family affair. I have a 5-year-old and 7-year-old, and my 7-year-old really enjoys being part of the store. So he comes in and he'll put his apron on, and he's got a little stand with a dry sink, and he's got bottled drinks in there and a little can, and so he sells drinks to people that come by. So it's really neat that we have people come through and they'll come in and get a piece of candy and a bottled drink from him and be on their way. So anyway, we are very excited about our store just in the past year. It's just been really nice to it's been really nice to grow, and social media has been wonderful to us too. You know, we've connected with a lot of other businesses throughout the United States that kind of have the similar, you know, values as us. You know, we try to make our own thing, but we also try to carry American-made goods if we can. So anyway, we look forward to the future. That's it.
Questions?
What about your name, Poppy and Clover? Tell me how long. Are you Poppy or Clover?
I guess I'll be Clover, but my grandfather, my mom's dad, was Poppy. And we used to sit in the yard and hunt 4-leaf clovers all the time, and I just can't help it. I just will be walking from my house to the store, and I'll look down and find 3 or 4-leaf clovers, you know. And so I pick them up, and I'll stick them in old books in the store, so people probably bought books, you know, and went home and opened it, there's 4-leaf clovers. And in my house, I'm probably going to be the crazy clover lady, you know, whenever they have to clean out my house one day. But so it came from that, my grandfather, and then just his love of hunting 4-leaf clovers.
I'm
Yes.
trying to think about, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just trying to think about where Dalton is.
It is western Hopkins County. It's just kind of on the tip. It's just south of Providence. If you go on 70 through Beulah, you keep going about 7 or 8 miles.
Okay.
And I have people, it's funny that people are like, do people come to Dalton?
That
You know,
would
and
be
I'm
my
like,
next
actually, we stay very busy. On the days that we're open, we're busy from before we open until we usually close late too.
And
So,
what does Deacon call Dalton?
the center of the universe.
Of course.
So I've had two questions since I know that you opened. One is, why did you choose Dalton? And the other one, instead of coming into the city, and the other, or a city, any city. And the other is, why are you selectively open only on certain days?
Okay.
And I think it's a brilliant strategy. I'm not challenging it. I want to hear why you made that choice.
Well, Dalton, I live in Dalton with my husband and his family, his parents and his grandparents. We all live there. I'm also a dental hygienist Monday through Thursday, so that is my money-making job. And Poppy and Clover is a hobby. We really enjoy it. We have a love for it, and I feel like if we were open every week, 4 days a week, we wouldn't have the success, you know, on the days that we are open. You know, we'd have definitely some slow days. We have a lot of people from Hopkins County that support our business, but surrounding counties too, because being on the western part of Hopkins County, we're very close to Princeton, and so Princeton, you know, brings us a lot of business also.
So what days are you open?
Well, we're open this Saturday. This Saturday will actually be our 1-year anniversary, so we're going to do a little something special that day. We're going to have cider and some snacks and some giveaways. Yes.
Other than social media, I'm assuming Facebook, how do you market your business?
Well, we have a website. We don't sell off the website, but it's mostly, you know, pictures and just information about phone numbers and our email address, and also the dates that we're going to be open. And then through Instagram and Facebook, we usually also advertise the days that we're open.
But none of the traditional radio newspaper.
Well, we've put some ads in, football programs, and I've got a big banner going up at Grace Baptist School in a couple weeks, but yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Two questions, or one observation, one question. The question is, have you thought about selling off your website in the future, and in order to reach a broader audience? And the observation is, I just read yesterday that 1/3, I think it was in Entrepreneur Magazine, businesses where the founder keeps his or her day job as they're starting the business and growing it are 1/3 more likely to succeed than those where they just jump in early.
Wonderful.
So, there's a thought for you. But have you thought about selling on
We
your
have
website?
thought about it, and a lot of people have asked us about Etsy. I don't know if you've heard of that. Right now, we stay so busy filling our store, filling personal orders, and there's also a store in Bowling Green called Digs on the River, and we supply all of our products to them as well. So unless I cut down a little bit on my regular job, that we're kind of close to our max. We can do a little bit more. So we've considered it, if we ever slow down.
Yeah.
So, yes, sir.
Your visual presentation is beautiful.
Thank
Do
you.
you have a background in photography? Who does your?
No. Now, some of the pictures, it will say, and I did get permission from all of them, Studio L Photography, Ashley Brewer, A Brewer Photography, did some of them. Now, these were all scanned in. But then I also had Josh Morgan. I don't know if y'all know Josh Morgan. I think he had the picture on the source book this year. But he's a friend of ours from Dawson, and so he came and took some of the pictures as well.
Your pictures of the merchandise and that and inside the store are
Thank
just
you.
beautiful.
Yeah, Josh did that, so he's great.
Yes, I just wanted to ask Raleigh, do you see in the future that this will be a business that you will eventually do all the time rather than to work somewhere else?
Possibly. We'll just kind of see how the future goes. Like I said, we started out, we were going to only open maybe twice a month, and now it's become most weekends, we'll open on a Friday or a Saturday. Every once in a while we take a weekend off. So we have picked up a little bit just because of demand. So we'll just have to see how it goes.
Do you have a lot of people contact you and say, well, I came and you weren't open? Or
Not usually. I've had more people tell us that they tried to find it on the days we're open and they got lost. So then I always welcome to phone calls, and how to get there. It's pretty simple, but if you get out of the city, if you're not familiar with that area, it can be. Most people will turn around, but it's pretty much a straight shot.
Are you comfortable where you're at right now with it, and are you comfortable keeping it this size going forward, just being open a couple days a month here and there? Or do you really feel like you're going to fixate on that and grow it? Maybe put little infomercial portions of that, in other stores perhaps, that display set just for Poppy and Clover items and stuff?
We would love to. I would love to grow a little bit, and we do, sell some of our products. Like I said, we supply all of them to the store Digs on the River. Amanda sells our soaps at Amanda's on Main, and Big City Market sells Kentucky towels. So, we do try to do selective things. Like I don't sell soap to anybody else, and I don't sell those Kentucky towels to anybody else, just so they're exclusive to those shops.
well, I bought those Kentucky towels to give away as gifts, and they are really neat gifts.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's important that you might want to explain also that even though they're not open Monday through most Fridays, there's typically not a day goes by that UPS or FedEx isn't rolling up to our house or their house and where people are ordering from Facebook. So there's every day there are sales.
We've sent to, I believe we've sent to California, we've sent to Texas, we've sent to New Hampshire, Vermont, Florida. I mean, everywhere we have, mailed products so that they contact us, either email or through the website.
Do you do appointments, like if somebody calls you, they're driving a distance from Madisonville, whatever, so look, I can't make it on a Saturday.
Yes.
Can I come on a Tuesday night or something?
Yes, sir.
And
I've
walk
done
across
that
the
many
street
times
maybe.
before too. I've done it on a Sunday afternoon, you know, somebody that wants to come shop. Probably about a month ago, there was a group of women that worked together that wanted to come on a Friday morning. So I don't work on Friday, so that was convenient, you know, just to go over there and meet them when they did a little bit of shopping.
I used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
Where somebody said, you mean you'll come by on a Sunday afternoon? You know, if you can drive
Yes, of
50
course.
miles to see me, I can drive 6 miles to see you.
Definitely,
So,
definitely. We'll
and I
definitely
found
do
that very effective.
Yes, yes, sir.
People feel special that way.
Some of your products, like you talked about, you have your soap and Amanda's and the towels and things, do you make those?
We do. We hand make the soaps. We hand pour our soy candles. We make pillows. We do the towels. My grandmother does some painting for us that we offer in the shop. We do some jewelry. I'm trying to think what else we do. We make body scrubs and we make perfumes. Just a variety of different
That's
things.
right.
So, yes. The bug spray. The bug spray is wonderful too. Yes.
Have you ever considered going to market in Atlanta or Dallas or Chicago and purchasing and reselling, you know, in manufacturing products, sometimes you can't make it fast enough.
You're exactly
You
right.
know, and sometimes it's cost effective to buy something and turn it over a lot quicker. Because there are tons of people that make that.
We have not been to market yet. Now, when my mom owned her store back in the 90s, she used to go, you know, several times to Pennsylvania or Atlanta. Now, we do carry some different lines. One of them is called the Mason Bar Company. It is Mason Bar glass tumblers and then the lids. And she makes those in Sonora, California. We also have Garden Apothecary, which she is a botanist, this lady. Her name is Jen Segali. And it's, you know, bath salts in these really pretty jars, so we sell those. And Hello Apparel, I don't know if you all ever heard of them, but they're an Arizona-based company, and the t-shirts are printed on American-made t-shirts, and they're just the softest t-shirts ever. So we carry that line as well. And I think who else that we carry? I probably have listed some of it, but anyway. But yeah, so we do carry some things, and I'm kind of selective over it. I'm talking to a girl right now in North Carolina that makes these really cute Kentucky necklaces. So she hand makes those in North Carolina, so we may start carrying those as well.
The one thing I enjoy so much, and I've done this, I don't know how many times now, is taking a picture of something I want and sending it to either you or your mom and saying, can you do this?
We always try.
And so far, I have a beautiful banner that I just hung up on my mantle. I have a picture, I have a pillow that says, real women watch football.
And you're the only one.
Yeah, you know,
One of a kind.
That is for
But
sure.
Yeah.
I appreciate the fact that I can find something that I don't have the capabilities of making. Hey, can you do this?
We have been able to do most things. People have sent me pictures of their dogs, and we've done a silhouette of the dog, you know, on the pillow. The only thing curtains give me sometimes, I usually pass that off to my nana. So,
So, what is your most favorite thing that you all make? Or
I really enjoy the candles. I love the soy candles. Probably our most popular scent is Kentucky Toddy, which I have a Kentucky Toddy here I'm going to give away. My favorite's Applejack and Peel, though. But I love doing that, and I love making the perfumes and the bug spray. The bug spray is made with essential oils, and it's all natural, and it's wonderful. We went camping for 9 nights, and I didn't have a single bug bite, so that worked pretty well.
Riley, what's been your biggest challenge from a business perspective?
Time right now. Because the products that we make, you know, just take a lot of time to make, and we'll have somebody say, okay, I need an emergency pillow done in 3 days. And we try our best, especially around Christmas time, so I'm going to give people a deadline. I need orders by December 1st, and that will allow us, and we're still going to have people that, you know, try to get last minute gifts, but, you know, since it's just time, you know, making everything. Now, somebody should have a little clover on the back of their, what's clipped on their sheet. I pulled that out of my book this morning. Woo!
I never win.
There you go.
Thank you, Mary.
You're very welcome.
That's so cool.
Yes,
This happens when you move around
A workshop or, you know, do y'all have a special area set aside or is this all over?
Well, the kitchen, the garage, the store, there's a little side room. And so whenever they finish the main room, like I said, we finished that on the 25th and we opened 2 days later. That didn't get tended to, and so it just became our storage and put boxes and everything. So right now it's cleaned out, and my husband has been putting up insulation yesterday. And so we're gonna move everything out of the garage and the kitchen to there.
I
So
took
it'll be
a
a lot
vacation
nicer.
last week, all week to work on this, so that I could get it out of my garage.
It's a garage, yeah.
Riley,
Yes.
do you have other people that can help you, like you're talking about Christmas coming up, that, you know, you probably look at all of these orders besides just you three with your day jobs? that
Nope.
you call
It's just us. And sometimes the 7-year-old, likes to pitch in, so. But yeah, eventually, this year's probably gonna be busier than last year, so next year we may have to look into having somebody help us more often, hopefully.
Have you isolated anything that's particularly easy to make and has a good return on investment and is not found in the marketplace elsewhere that you could probably spend some time putting out there? And maybe earn the revenue you need to hire someone to be open more often? Or are you interested in that?
I am interested in that. Like I said, next year we'll see how things go after we get through Christmas. But like I said, all of our things tend to, we trust ourselves, in making it. I don't know if I'm ready to pass that torch yet to let somebody else do it. But Mom and I have our own job. She cuts out the pillows. I sew the pillows. I do a lot of the painting on it. She's usually the stuffer and finisher. So we kind of have our little system going. Well, thank y'all for having me here today.
Thank you.